I'm a few minutes late, I know, because I was reading and not paying attention to the time. I admit I was being bad. So that's the way it goes sometimes. So, looks like we have 3 people on. Hi, Dawn. We have Dawn and Beth, and I don't know who the third one is since they haven't commented. Oh, Cindy. Hi, Cindy. Oh, and Miranda's on now too. We're getting a little bit of a little crowd. That's cool. Hi, Heather. How are you doing, baby? Everybody was asking in the Platinum Ladies when you're if you were in your surgery yet, and I told them I thought it was 3 o'clock today. So hopefully that goes fine. I'm sure it will because we're keeping you in our prayers. And good you're here. So, hey, Leanna. Hi, Donna. Looks like the gang's all popping in. Um, by the way, I heard from Gina yesterday, and she said that she was glad that everybody was liking her polymer clay pieces. Um, so she appreciated my call out to her for her shop. She does do some beautiful pieces, as you saw yesterday when I showed you the polymer clay that she had sent me. So that is really cool. So I'm hoping that everybody had a lovely night. I don't see Chris here, but then I know that, hi, Anita, but I do know that Chris is on the road. Oh, my sparkly earrings. Want to see those closer? I made these last year at Christmas time. I really loved them. I had a dark green stone at the bottom here. Um, because I had made them as one of my Christmas things. Um, but I really liked them, but I preferred the blue because blue is more of a color that I go to more than green. And so I switched the crystals out to these blue ones and kept them out since they didn't sell at my Christmas show last year, which is the one um, that I have coming up, not this weekend, but next weekend, Black Friday weekend. So we're looking forward to that, or I'm looking forward to that. I do need to make some more Christmas earrings. I don't have very many made other than my own personal ones. I got lots of Christmas earrings that I wear myself. Hi, Tina. And and I don't have any Christmassy like purse charms other than the green ones that we made actually for the Celtic stuff, and they have Celtic things on them, so they don't technically count as Christmas. I'm not sure I even have. Yes, I do have some red sari silk, so we might make a um yeah, that was not good in my opinion the way they treated Heather yesterday. I mean, really, 2 pounds? That was bad. Anyway, so I I do have a new order came in from Aunties Beads. It's not a lot of new stuff. I have gotten a lot of these things before, so you have seen them before, but there are some new things in there that I haven't gotten before. Hey, Mary. I know I've seen you on Heather, but I don't think I've ever seen you with us before. So that's good to have you here. Welcome in. Um, so now everybody saw the earrings I made yesterday with the wings that I got from Gina. So in case you didn't, those are they. Aren't they pretty? Yeah, exactly, Dawn. That's what I thought too. I thought that was absolutely ridiculous. My doctor, when I had my knee surgery, they had wanted me to lose 50 pounds. I managed to lose 40, and he said that was good enough and did my knee surgery. So, just You know, if my doctor can say, "Oh, well, we're gonna just not worry about that last 10 pounds," then I can't see why they had to worry about two. So anyway, my husband said after I told him, he said, "Well, if she just took a good constitutional, that would take care of that." Hi, Brandy. So, so anyway, we're going to turn down. We're going to look at this new little order from Aunties Beads, and one of the things I got from this was some more charms that I want to put on a hair barrette. Oh, you have those wings and you didn't know what to do with them? Really simple. Just hook them. You can either just hook them on an ear wire, or like I did, add a crystal between your and a post, and they work great. They were really pretty. Um, so yeah. So anyway, we're going to turn down. We're going to look at these few things, and maybe we'll take the few things that I got for hair barrettes, and we'll make a couple more hair barrettes. I do have some blanks beside me. To fill my boxes in my hair barrettes, I do need another extra large and another extra small, and that fills the box. So anything over that amount is going to be like they say, that's going to be gravy. It's going to be, this will be my extras. I do tend to always carry some extras with me, but I don't always, you know, even when I have extras, there's times when by the time I fill the box back in, after so many times of with filling with my extras, they they still ended up having holes in the box. That did happen to me down at the Renaissance Festival. That's why I do have to fill in the holes in the boxes. I don't like empty holes in the box. I don't. I think it looks tacky, but but it is what it is. Um, so we're gonna, like I say, we're gonna turn down. We're gonna look at our my order from Aunties Beads. I have a couple more orders that are said they're supposed to be delivered today. None of these are big orders because I didn't have a lot of money, but my hubby did get part of his pay this week, so I got money again. It's so nice. But so these are all small orders. I told myself, your orders you can't spend more than $50 on. So I haven't. And most of them are less. But this one is from Aunties Beads. I got a few things again because they were having a sale. And then I got some Temu stuff that's supposed to come today. And I also got stuff from the Amber Lady. She was on the Pixie Cat. Is it Pixie Cat D-Stash? I think it is. So that's good. Oh, thank you guys. I appreciate that you, because it's very helpful to me when he's working. Because he had, when he's going to retire in about 6 months, but then he'll have Social Security and annuity, and they are not affected by government shutdowns. So, well, generally not. I've never had them happen. I hope not ever, because that would be really bad. But anyway, we're going to turn down. We're going to look at my Aunties Beads order. I'm going to show you the things that I think are going to go on hair barrettes, and I'll show you some of the. Well, I'll show you everything, obviously, but let's do it. So as you can see, there they are, right there, the goodies. I tend to like this where I can see the edge of my mat. See the very edge of this my smaller mat here? This is where I tell myself you have to stay above this. So that's why my smaller mat is here. Bonnie Williams gave me this smaller mat, and I seriously appreciate it. So, but because it works, I have 2 mats here. But this is the one that I tell myself I have to keep inside of. You have a huge order from Bargain Bead Box coming today. I have an order from Bargain Bead Box. It has the companion bundle in it, but I just got noticed that they just sent that out not that long ago. So I'm not sure when it'll come. So anyway, I got, they had their satin cord or rat tail, whichever you want to call it, on sale. So I got this silver, another silver. I think I already had a silver. I got 2 ivories because I hadn't had an ivory before. I think it's a very, very pretty but neutral color. And then also I got some more of what they call coffee. So actually, I'm not sure I have coffee. This looks gold to me. So these 2 I actually mainly got for if I want to make some bracelets and things for Christmas because, hey, silver and gold. But that's, I know somebody did say something about they needed to do something with their rat tail. It is a gorgeous ivory, isn't it? It sort of looks like champagne also. So anyway, here is the actual, this is a satin cord. Beadsmiths calls it not it. A lot of, this is what they know as, as rat tail as well as satin cord. Some people call it satin cord. Some people call it rat tail, but this is rat tail. So, we are probably going to make another macrame bracelet one of these days with the rat tail. It makes a great, beautiful bracelet. You can do it in the regular flat knots, or you can do it so it spirals. The spirals are sort of pretty. So this is my actual order. I'm not going to go in any order when we go through them because I left the sheet. I put the sheet away because I did just write the prices on everything that I got. So I got these Mayukis were on sale. Cost me $2.60 for this little tube. But these are 11/aughts in lilac. They're really pretty. Same with this one. These are what they call cranberry. I thought this would be really pretty to use. They would be really pretty to make a tassel with these red ones, and then maybe put a green bicone at the bottom if we wanted to make a crystal one, and if we wanted just a regular one color one for, because like I'd say a lot of times when I'm making Christmas like earrings and such like that, I will make them for Christmas, but specifically for Christmas, but I try to make them so you could use them all the time, wear them all the time. So if I made this straight red, of course, you could just wear it as a red tassel or red earrings. But at the same time, if you wanted, it becomes Christmas. All you got to do is say it's Christmas, it's red. So that works too. So we could do red or green, or even a clear one, like a little piece of ice at the bottom. So anyway, that is why I got these cranberry Mayukis. And like I said, I also got the lilac purple one, mainly because I loved this color. It's so pretty. Hot pink is actually my favorite color, but this lilac purple is a really close second. So anyway, I will put those over in my seed bead box. Since I have it here. Then I got, now these are for, are going to be for the hair barrettes, though I could use them as earrings if I wanted to. Or even, one thing I did mention when we did our last pair of tassel earrings, and I didn't show you how to do this because I didn't have any charms I wanted to use at this time. You can put these at the bottom of one of your strands instead of your crystal, or a charm, and then if you make them various lengths, this will sit up inside the beads, and that looks really cool too. It makes for an interesting, especially if you're going to do something Christmassy. Say I was going to use the red seed beads with the green crystals at the bottom, and then I could pop these in someplace on one of the strands as a added Christmas decoration. But frankly, what I got these for was for hair barrettes. So those were on clearance or on sale. They had a sale going. They still do have one going right now. I was actually just looking at it. They call it the Black Friday sale, and they're still adding things to it, but they do have Christmas charms in it. Unfortunately, if I ordered some more, I don't think I'd get them in time to use them for this Christmas, though I might. Aunties Beads is really pretty quick. So there are candy canes. They were 88 cents. We'll leave those out because I think we're going to make some hair barrettes later. I also got some more of these bead caps. This is one of the places you can get these style that do the really make the beautiful tasseled beaded tassel. Fits really nicely in these because they're a nice deep cap. So these work really well on like teardrop beads or for the beaded tassels. So those are. I may leave those out too. Okay, here is the other two charms that I got for hair barrettes. Bargain bead box was bundle was expensive. Are you talking the companion bundle? Yes, I know it was. However, the fact that you can get that 30%, use that 30% off coupon if you have the subscription, really helps with those kind of prices. So anyway, these were 99 cents a piece. There again, I'm going to use them on a hair barrette. I think I'm actually going to use them on an extra large and put them both on one hair barrette. Come on, open up. There we go. So then we have these two, they call them the ugly sweaters. The one is an elf and one is a snowman. These will be gorgeous on either a large or extra large hair barrette. And I think that's what we're going to use those for. Those were 99 cents a piece. So on the sale. I did get some 6mm silver jump rings, oval jump rings, 4x6s, because I was getting a little low. And I know I have some around here somewhere from Randy Brown of Thunder Horse Descendant, but I couldn't find them. Of course, I have tons of boxes I still have to go through. I'm still in my organizing phase. Hey, Cynthia. And so I got some of the 6s because I needed some more. So we'll just put those up there. And Dawn alerted me because she put a thing on for when these came back on so I got 3 of these. They were $1.75 a piece. I use these for sun catchers. They're actually a bracelet bangle. They call it a charm bracelet bangle. But they are perfect for sun catcher tops. So they had some still in stock when I bought these 3. So if you want one for a sun catcher, Aunties Beads. Actually, here's its number and its description for easier finding if you need to do that. Here, I'll lift it up so you can see it. So if anybody needs these, they did still have some in stock when I purchased these 3. So, but this is the ring that I used for our pink sun catcher the other day. I did finally get a crystal and finish this up. I was a little disappointed when I got those crystals because I ordered them from Temu. I measured and made sure everything was going to match up good. It was. And then when they came, I had ordered a package of 50. And because I use them pretty frequently, and I kinked one of these ends up here. Got to fix that. But when they came, all 50 were just jammed into one bubble mailer. No other packaging at all, just in there. And of the 50, 14 were broken. So that was the first time I've ever bothered to complain to them about anything, but that one I did. So, yeah. So these are wonderful frames for sun catchers. So I got 3 of those because, heck, who knows how many sun catchers I'm going to want to make, right? So go on back down in your baggie. There we go. That's good, baby. I love making sun catchers, but they do tend to get spendy because I use expensive pieces in some of my things. So these that I just was showing you, you got 3 of these also. Here is the information. They were $1.75. So if you want to scribble that information down quick, I'll leave it here for a few moments. That is their stock number, their description, and I wrote the price here in this corner. So there are 16 pieces on here. You can do a dangle from each one. Do free. Did we freeze? You got a screenshot. Okay, good. So, see, when I'm recording, I don't notice if we freeze unless I'm looking up at the tablet at the same time, looking at to see what you guys had to say, and then it'll have the little, circle-y thing, So anyway, next we have all kinds of goodies here. I got some snowflakes because, well, we need them for the bottom of our snowflakes. So, and they make good earrings too. So they were $1.40 for a package of 5 silver snowflakes. I got more leather crimp ends. I do every time I order from them if they have any in stock because they are beautiful. I love the little squish ones, which is what these are. This is the bigger size here. I think I just got 2 of the bigger size, and then I got 2 of the bigger size in gold. Or did I just get 1 of the bigger size in gold? It looks like maybe just 1 of the bigger size in gold. These were 99 cents for the gold and 88 cents for the large. These are a sell price. That isn't their normal price. And then I got 2 of the smaller in gold at $2.39. See, the gold are a little more expensive. $2.39 for the gold ones. Hey, Sid. And then we have, nope, this is not the same one. I have 3 of the silver packages of 4. They were $2.39 for a package of 4. These were a little bit different sized. They are 88 cents again for this size. So, leather crimp ends. These are beautiful with crimp. These are what I use with most of my leather. Hey, Dorothy, how are you doing, honey? I hope the visit went good. So these are what I use for most of my crimp ends for my leather, mainly because they have that little squish point in the middle. So you put a little glue glue in there. Some leather cord USA suggests the Loctite. Where is my Loctite? The Loctite Super Gel Ultra Control. So this is what I use on my leather, since that is what Leather Cord USA suggests. And then, of course, you put a little drop of glue in and then just squish that little middle piece. Well, good. I'm glad to hear that everything went good, Dorothy. So then I also have, where's the other one? A couple of little silver-plated ear posts with the 6mm heart. I got 2 of these because they were 70 cents for the pair, and actually this is a good price for a pair of posts. It's actually a good price for a pair of the stainless steel ear wires. Those are 35 cents a piece. So they got little hearts on them. Aren't those cute? Oh, let's bring it up so you can see it better. So there's the little heart. So bing. So I got 2 pair of those at 70 cents a pair. And Rory wants to say hi to everybody because he's doing so. Then I got these. These are really cute. They're 75 cents for 5 of them. I haven't used these before, but I decided to give them a try. They're little, here, get the tray out. They're little connectors, and they're just like a round bead connector. So I thought those are cute. Those would be good for like earrings and such. Especially if you're doing like a charm or a dangle, but you wanted just a little bit more, you could jump ring these guys on to the end of your chain or something like that. But I thought they were cute, cool. So I decided to get a couple of packages of those since they were just 75 cents for 5. So I have 2 packages of those. So then I got some of the little closed rings. I got both gold and antique gold and antique copper. They were 99 cents, on sale 99 cents for a package of 50. I was going to get some silver ones, but the silver ones were all sold out. And since I do still have some silver ones here, I wasn't too worried. But I really like these little closed rings for if you're doing multi-strand bracelets or necklaces. You can just connect to the ring and then put your chain above. It makes for, it brings them together really nicely. So that is what I got these for. Also, if you want, and you're doing like rosary chain or something, but you want to break up the look. You don't want it to just be straight rosary chain all the way up. You can hook it to a ring every once in a while, and then it changes the look entirely, having this in your rosary, one of these in your rosary chain. So that's one thing. In fact, maybe I'll show you what I mean. I think because we have in the old the companion bundle from, I gotta do a little arranging here so I don't dump everything on the floor. I have my box from Gina still here beside me, and I don't want to dump everything on the floor with that. But was this the one it was in? No. No, I know I used that the other day. Where did I put it? There it is. We have this wooden rosary chain that we got in our companion bundle for sweater weather. And you can take this is bronze, so it's not quite the same color, but it still will work just fine. We can either use the copper or the gold. But what you would do is you would take I'm not sure what I want to make with this, but I may just put one of these in just to show you what I mean. Take one of these out of here, and I'm just going to show you what I mean here. And I'm just going to open up one of these pieces right here of our rosary chain. Come on, open up. Put the ring on. Get the little bead out of the way. Straight rosary chain without the 3 beads is easier than this, but this one has this little extra ball spacer on here, which makes it a little bit more difficult to work with because the ball wants to move around. So we want to hold this down. I'm going to hold the ball down with my thumbnail. Leave the ring in there, and we'll close this guy up. Now we're going to open the other side up here, just like we did that one. And then we'll slide the ring in this side and close her up. And see how that changed the look of that, just putting that ring in the middle of that? It adds quite another dimension, and I think it's really pretty how that works. And then I'd go down 3 and put another ring in, and so on and so on. This would make a really pretty, just doing that as a secondary like if you're doing a 2-strand necklace, this would work really pretty as a secondary strand. With just adding the little ring in there changes the look of it entirely. And in fact, I will do one more here to show you again just how it looks when you're doing a strand like that. So just again open up your rosary chain here, pull this one off, slide this on, close it up, open this one up, slide this on, close it up. And there we have the second one. So see how we're going here, how that changes the look entirely to have those rings in place instead of just the straight chain. Your kitties are looking for Rory. Yes, that was Rory talking. You're right. So that's a something that really looks really cool. And it's really lightweight. In fact, if you wanted just to have a necklace, just the wood with the rings, that the wood chain and the rings, it does look really cool. So anyway, let's put this guy back into his slot so he doesn't get lost. And I'm just going to leave the rings on. I think they look cool on there, and I probably will do something with that one of these days. So, but we don't want to get them lost. So we'll put these rings back into the bag. Those were 99 cents for a package of 50. Like I said, I got copper and gold, and I was going to get silver, but they were already sold out of the silver when I went and got those. The next thing I got 2 of these, so we'll put one of them away. You don't need to, but they were 99 cents for 2. I haven't seen these in a while, and I really like these. I think they look pretty on a hair barrette. They're a big spacer, bend them a little, put them in the middle of a hair barrette, and then maybe put a jewel in the middle here, and they look really stunning. These are antique silver large braided connectors, 45 by 32 millimeter. Actually, if I really wanted to, we could put this on an extra large with our sweaters for sweater weather, and then put a crystal in the middle here, be it green or red, and make a very pretty hair barrette. We may just do that. Let's see, where's my extra large blank? Yeah, it would work. About the right size. We'll have to see. Maybe I'll leave these out too. Then I got 3 packages of beads. These are the check glass, they call them spacer beads. This is amethyst, 6 by 8 millimeter. Then I have jet, 6 by 9 millimeter. They're a little bit bigger than these are. And then I got the red again. I do have some of the red. They call them disc beads in here, light cyan, and 6 millimeter. Now these do have a bigger hole, so they'll fit on not a really huge leather, but they will fit on leather. These are the same. They have a good sized hole. They'll fit on leather nicely. See, these have got drooks in here between them. Let's see if I can get an end one so I can show you how big a hole. See, they have a pretty good sized hole. I don't know if you can see that hole. I hope so. Well, you know what? The heck with it. Where's my cutters? Sorry, bumped the light. Let's just cut this strand open so I can show you better. They have a little clear drook between each one, so it's always nice to have an extra little drook. But I'm going to start losing these off this strand because I have it open, of course. So I'm going to drop the rest of these back in the baggie so I don't lose them, any of them. I specifically got these for leather because you see they have a good size hole. So these beads, the red ones, of course, have a smaller hole than the black and the amethyst, but these are great. I've really gotten into using leather a lot, so always looking for some large hole beads. So those were $209 for the larger size of the large hole beads, or spacer beads they call them, check glass spacer beads, and $174 for the smaller size. So I do have some of these already, and I can put those in my box. I know I have some black, but I don't think they're this size. I think they're this size. So that is my haul from Aunties Beads. I know I need to put these things away pretty soon because most of them I have something for a place for them, or like I say, I have a plan for them, like these guys. So this one will be pretty simple as far as making the putting these together, because I just have to find a base to go with my piece here. Only need one of these, so I'll just put the other one aside. But we got to decide on our base, and then I'll have to decide if I want what kind of a stone I want in the middle, or my jewel, I should say. Do I want it to be a crystal? Well, it's always going to be a flat back crystal. But gonna put either red, green, or maybe clear. I don't have a gold. I do have sort of a topaz color that could pass as gold, but I don't think we'll use that probably. But I need some base beads, and then we can put us together a large hair barrette here. Yeah, the kitties have been really vocal this morning for some reason. Lily was being that way earlier, and she really got noisy when my husband left the house. He's off today. he has what they call use or lose. They only allow you to have so much vacation time stored up, and if you don't use it by a certain date, it's usually like January 15th, something like that. Um, it goes away. It's not kosher. Excuse me. But flim have a flim ball. I have had those since I had the flu a few years ago that I got really bad phlegm, and I get morning phlegm since then. It's really irritating, but there it is. You can't really stop that from happening. So let's get us some pretty background pieces. Maybe some of these. Rory's in a carrying on mood today. So let's see if this will work the way I want it. Rory, what are you doing? Besides complaining. No, they would not let him use it during the shutdown. He would have, but they would not. So I think that this will work here. It would be nice if they would have let him use it. Then we wouldn't have been in monetary trouble there for a while. But no, they won't let you use it. One of the last shutdowns I was in before I retired, I was actually on vacation when they went into shutdown, and they called me. My boss called me and informed me, "You're no longer on vacation. You're furloughed." And I'm like, "Okay," it's like, I guess that's just the way it is. But yeah, it's stupid. But it is that is the way they are, unfortunately. I really love these filigree pieces I have on the ends here, but I don't think they're going to work. I think they're just a little too small for what I want. So, but yeah, it is dumb. What's your complaint, little man? Is somebody in your chair? Must be Finn. Because he's just standing on the edge of the couch. If it was Lily, he wouldn't be standing on the edge of the couch. Yeah, another one of our strange rules. I agree entirely with that comment, Mary. It's stupid. Because he would have used up his leave time that he has to get rid of, and at the same time, they wouldn't have had to have paid him the back pay because it would have been the vacation pay instead. So I don't understand some of the things they do. It's just stupid. But at least they are giving them the back pay, especially since he did have to work, considering that they called him an essential employee. But let's see if this silver will work better. I'm thinking, because we want them underneath the sweaters. Yeah, I think that'll work. Yeah, we do have some strange rules. Mary, you're from England, right? Get out our bracelet bender here. And thank you, Carolyn. Oh, from the Netherlands. Okay. Um, I watch a fellow who comes over here to America from England, occasionally. I think his fellow's name is Josh, and he always says, in England, we would never do that. And, or that's an interesting thing. And it always is sort of funny to me. But you are English, but you live in the Netherlands. Okay. Um, so he amuses me. The other day he had one on thunder snow, which I love thunder snow. Well, it's a weird weather phenomenon. And he was going on about how in England they would, if something like that happened in England, they'd think that the coming was it was the end of the earth's kind of thing, and we just think it's just normal. And well, it's not really normal. It doesn't happen a lot, but uh-oh, I just broke the end of that off. Dang it. This is obviously pot metal. I can repair it, but that sucks that it broke. But I'll just have to carefully glue it back up there so it won't show really that it's broken, but I'll know it's broken, but nobody else will. You've never heard of thunder snow. And Heather hasn't heard of thunder snow either. Well, Heather has, I think you were raised your whole life in Arizona, right? So this is something we get in well, the Midwest and around here. It's not something I ever experienced when I lived in Washington, which is where I grew up, Washington State. But what it is a lightning storm that instead of rain, we have snow. And it's really pretty spectacular. It starts off generally with just a big, huge lightning and thunderclap, and then the snow starts right with it. And it's amazing. It's a really bizarre weather phenomena, but I've always liked lightning storms as long as I'm somewhere safe. And you've only seen it once, Dawn, but it is amazing. It is amazing. It is just way, way different than what you would normally, expect to have happen. And so I truly think it's just amazing. I'm going to try and bend these sweaters a little bit. You don't want to try and bend something that's enameled very much because it will pop the enamel out. So I think that might be enough anyway. So, and as you can see, pot metal doesn't like to bend too much either. So I had to be really careful with that, and I wasn't careful enough. But I can just fix it by just gluing it really close. I have had to do so before. You've heard of it. One of your sons lives in Alaska, and it is just, I personally think it's spectacular. But this young man from England said, thunder snow, what is that? Is that the coming? And I was like, he says, in England, if we get a half an inch of snow, we start panic buying bread and milk. But you guys think nothing of it. Oh, it's thunder snowing. We'll just go to school, or we'll just go to the store. Or you're out shoveling the snow in your driveway with lightning going off behind you. And I was like,
heat lightning you saw in Wisconsin.
No, that's true. My husband also said, and of course we also have what they call heat lightning or dry lightning here as well, which we don't have any other weather phenomenon with when it happens. It's just the lightning storm. So here he says, in the Midwest, they just make up their own type of weather. And I guess we're not technically in the Midwest here because I'm in western Montana on the western side of the mountains, of the Rocky Mountains. But yeah, but I was truly amused when I saw that little thing come in from him. I like watching him anyway. He's funny. He talks about going and having barbecue for the first time, and I know they have barbecue in England because I've seen it, but here, well, here we're all a little different. Everything's a little bigger, you know. Yeah, and he talked about that too, the fact of how big we are and how we think nothing of driving 45 minutes to go to Walmart, but that's a really long way, you know. But your summers have a lot of heat lightning. Yes. Yeah, I love watching lightning storms too, Mary. I think they're spectacular, and they're definitely fun. As long as you're in a safe place. I mean, if you're not in a safe place, who wants to have it? um, but if you're in a safe place, lightning storms are the best. I have a real thing for them. I think they're wonderful. So now we've got the pieces, our filigree pieces, all formed and in place. And now what I'm doing is I am using these tiny little. This is not straight. I can see it's not. It moved a little bit. We gotta fix that. There we go. I get these tiny little clothespins from either Walmart or the Dollar Tree. They're in the craft section in case you want to get some for something like this. And so until the glue dries for about 15 minutes or so, it's best to pin them like this so that they set up in the proper spot and don't decide to go wiggling around on you, which they will do if you don't have them pinned in place. They like to think that they know better where they should be than you do. So we got those glued in place. They have to sit for a while. Usually when I make hair barrettes, I make 2 or 3 at a time so that I don't have to worry about, well, I'm gonna, I don't have anything going on. We'll just sit this here and do something like that. So what we're gonna do, I could work on one with the little candy canes, but I'm not going to. What I think I'm going to do is, the other reason I like these bead caps is not just for seed bead projects, is because these are a nice deep cap and they work well on a teardrop. Let's see. I have a whole bunch of stone teardrops here beside me. And I think I have a sort of greenish colored one in here set. My blue one's loose there. That's not kosher. Well, maybe I don't. I don't see any greens. I have purple. I have blues. Lots of blues. I thought I had a green set, but maybe I don't. Well, since we have that blue set is not in a baggie, we might as well use it. But these caps, now a filigree cap, if you've ever seen those, they're really pretty. I don't think I have any close by me here, but they work well on these also. But you just put your teardrop inside there and makes for a nice earring. You've made earrings out of the tiny clothespins? Oh, thank you, Dorothy. I will get those packaged up and sent off to you. So anyway, you can use these like this for a pair of earrings. with some teardrops. But when I do that, I tend to put another little bead above and a spacer down here with my ball my ball wire head pin, my ball head pin, so that it gives it a little bit more oomph, so to speak. So I've got these little guys I had out for if I wanted to use them on the beaded tassels, and I didn't ever put them away. So get a couple of these guys out and go up at the top here and here. These are little crystal bicones. And I should have some spacers here. That's not what I want. There we go. That's what I want. And I just knocked something on the floor. What else is new? I'm always doing that. I think these are from Randy. Yeah, I can tell they are by this sticker on them. And put that down here at the bottom. Now, as you can see, there's glue here on this silicone mat, and this is why I use this. See that? I can just pull it right off after it dries. So now we need some of my, I know I had some out, not put away. Where are they? I really do need to learn to put my stuff away. Well, I thought they were right here, but I don't see them. So I guess I will have to get them out of their box, which is where they should have been anyway. Maybe I put them away. So I'm going to knock all kinds of things down when I do pull the box out, though. Well, amazingly enough, I didn't. So I put my head pins in this kind of a box here, and then I open, and so they're all together. These are my 3-inch ones. The other ones are in smaller ones, but here's my silver ones down here. And then they're in little separate boxes all, or are they not where they belong? Bargain bead boxes is having a Black Friday sale. So is Aunties Beads. That's what I was saying, that I glanced at stuff, but I hadn't really looked at it too much. And one of the things that Aunties Beads has on their sale is the Christmas charms. I actually should be making Christmas earrings, not just stone ones here, but that's all right. We'll get to, maybe we'll make Christmas earrings tomorrow. Back in. You don't want to get bent by getting in out when you close. Now I have to ask myself the question, do I want to put these on posts? Or do I want to put them on regular ear wires? I'll probably put these ones on regular ear wires, even though I did get those new little heart posts. Those were cute, weren't they? So up and around and over. Bring it down and around. Now, for those of you who are newer to me, I always use my bell making pliers to make my loops because they make them very consistent. I don't have to worry about marking them like I do with my round nose pliers, marking them to make sure I get them more or less in the same spot. So though this one is tipped just a teeny touch. Can you see how I've got it tipped? So I'm going to straighten it a little bit here. There we go. Use these are stainless lever back ear wires, and I'm always going to check them to make sure they're working right. Sometimes you'll get a lever back that it either won't open or is really hard to open, or once you open them they don't want to close again, and that's because they have a little spring in them, like your lobster claws and such, and then the spring will keep them from coming together right if it's broken. So there's a simple little blue teardrops pair as soon as I get the other the earwire on. One thing I could have done if I wanted something a little different is right here I have these little snowflakes, and you could have put a loop and hung the snowflake below if you want something like that. I will probably put these snowflakes on a pair of earrings pretty soon. But right now we'll just put these together. By that time these should be dry enough that I can work with it again. And we'll put our other pieces on if it is. I have some really pretty filigree cones, but I'm not sure where they're at. So I will have to find them because they make a gorgeous teardrop earring. One of those things I'm not sure of. So there we go. There's our earrings all finished. Nice teardrop with the cone. Quick and easy. Okay, where am I? How dare they be where they belong? Yeah. 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 Actually, I had a cup of hot chocolate last night. So yummy. You're thinking of doing your sell the night before Thanksgiving, maybe? That might be nice. So anyway, let's see if these are set good enough to work with again. You just take it and try to give it a wiggle. It's pretty good, so that's good. Hope I didn't just go off camera. I probably did. But now this one has some loose glue right here. So we'll take our tweezers, since it has been long enough. Eek, come on, come here. Let go of this string. It doesn't want to come with us. And just pluck it out. Now, this is E6000, and once it's had its 24-hour drying time, there's no way in heck you're going to get that to do that. So if you need to clean off some excess glue off something, do it at about 20 minutes to the half-hour mark. If you started a quarter till, you can do that. I'm just going to finish this barrette up, and then I think we're going to be done for the day. So that's good. That works. So I will get these pieces put on here. So the first thing we're going to do is put this piece on because, well, we broke it and we need to fix it as we put it on. So again, this is just a simple matter of taking your piece, and my cap is trying to run away. We don't want to lose it, so I got to be careful with that. And just putting glue along your pieces. Now, if you get an overglue, like I said, when that one that I just plucked off, you can do the same with these, if that happens. Well, I was putting it the other way, but we'll just put it this way because it wants to drop down onto here this way. So I see this little sort of flowery pattern in the middle. I'm using that as my gauge of where I want to put this at. So there it goes. It's in place. There's my paper towel because I got glue on my fingers already. What else is new, right? Then we're going to take this little broken piece and we're going to glue it just like we did the other. It's going to be a little more difficult to glue because of the way it's broken, but that's all right. We can get it. Now we have to take it and slide it into place right by where it should be at. And if we tuck it good enough, you'll never notice that the break is even there. It's sort of like when you're gluing something you broke back together, which is exactly what we're doing, of course. So there. Now that has to dry for a while. Then I'm going to have to pluck out all the extra glue because there is some. Now we're going to put our sweaters on either end. One thing I want to check is make sure I have my twist going the right way. So we'll put the sweaters on our ends here. Now see, that still had a little extra glue. It plucked off with my sweater here. So we get our glue out. Put it all over our sweater. There, now I have the sweaters on, and I do need to, now because they have little holes here, I could put some little gems right there in their hole, in the holes. This is because these are actually charms, and they were made to go onto a pair of earrings or something like that. I know, Thanksgiving is next week. It's shocking, isn't it? It's like, how did that happen? How did we get to this late of a time frame already? Winter is now talking to Steve. All the cats talk to Steve at some point in time. It's funny because when we got Lily, he was like, do we really want another cat after Sammy passed away? We did, because my grandson is autistic, and they're sort of there's his support critter kind of thing. Sammy was. So when she passed away, he was really freaked out. So so we're going to put crystals on here. Come here. This is my dark red one right here. Oop, come back here, you. We're going to put this guy right here in the center, like so. And we can put teensy weensy ones where the sweater's connector hole is at, just to give it something to fill the hole in, so to speak. Occasionally, when I'm doing things like this, I'll also put them like, see how this filigree has a hole right here? I don't want that big a one. I might take and put one of my little crystals, or a medium-sized one. Come here. Now everybody wanted to come. Now nobody wants to come. Come here. And it might sit right on the hole right here. Like so. I don't think I need it though, because we don't want to over crystal it. Well, it wouldn't really over crystal it there, but the crystals do cost, so that is one thing you got to think about. Who all is cooking? I'll be really truthful and tell you that I will help my husband to a degree, but when it comes right down to brass tacks, my husband usually does the cooking around my house, unless it's something that I like that he doesn't really know how to make too well. Though a lot of the things that I do make that are specialized things that I learned from recipes from my mom or something like that, he's learned how to make them. So so we're going to pull this guy out of the middle here. Come here, you. And we're going to put a touch of glue in all three of these spaces. Now, I used to try and glue the crystal itself, but it's a royal pain. So I usually just put glue where I'm going to put the crystal at. And this one is being difficult over here. Looks like this one might be going to be too. So I'll probably have to pull some extra glue off, but we'll get to it. So now the big one will go right here in the middle. Push it down. And the little ones are going to go on top of this sweater. I may not have to pull off too much extra glue because the glue tends to sink into the holes when it's like this, so we'll see. But there she is, all done other than cleanup. I do have to clean up some extra glue, but other than that, this extra large hair barrette is all finished. So we've made the hair barrette. And this used both of our sweater pendant pieces here and one of our antique silver pieces here, and then our filigree and our crystals. So like I said, there is, when this dries for a little while longer, it'll have to dry for about 15-20 minutes. I will pull off the excess glue just like I did that one little daub that was over here on this side. And it'll be all finished. Isn't it pretty? Let's bring it up close so you can see it better. Of course, you get some glare, so the sweaters don't, get the entire look of the sweater because they've got glare on them. But so anyway, like I say, this has to set aside for 15-20 minutes, and then I will pull off the excess glue. As you can see, I got lots of glue here where that one was broken, so I do have some to pull off there. Maybe a little bit around the crystals in the sweaters, but very little, maybe not even anything. I'll have to look at it when it dries a little better. I think there's a runner right here, so I probably will want to pull that off. So I can see it going across the sweater, but I'll have to get it off when it's a little bit drier. But there we go. That's what it looks like. So there's our hair barrette made with our sweater weather charms. And here's our little teardrop earrings that we use those bead caps on. So, aren't they lovely? So there we go. Let's flip up here. And the earrings are not atrociously long, but they're not real short either. But see, there would be about that long. Shorter than the ones I'm wearing, obviously. And of course, there is our hair barrette. So, and of course, we looked at my order first. So, had fun looking at that. Somebody said they need to make a bracelet with the rat tail. We can do that tomorrow, or we can make Christmas earrings. What do you guys think? Just let me know what you would rather see me do. A macrame with, I think we'll use the silver and the little red beads that we got. And I think that would be cute for more of a Christmassy one. We can do the twisted kind, or we can do a regular straight kind of macrame. Twist might be fun. And oh, thank you. Sounds like some yummy food coming up. Night, Anita. So anyway, we are going to go. So Heather can come on a little early. And since she has her surgery this afternoon and she needs to be off at a specific time. And I had fun today. I think we made a really cute barrette here. And I think these earrings are cute as well. But they do look really deep bead cap, but a filigree bead cap is really, really pretty on one of these type of teardrops. So anyway, this has been Rose from Rose's Garden. We'll see you all tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. Mountain Standard Time. Bye, everybody.